Divorced Diaries Day 410. It was Coco's 7th birthday last weekend, and this weekend I'm taking her out for some one-on-one time. So let's get going. So a few years ago when we lived in Bulls, I once took her to a museum, and recently she's been talking a lot about wanting to go to a museum. So after grabbing an iced latte and getting some petrol, we're popping into Christchurch to go to their pop-up museum. Specifically, it's a pop-up museum because their actual museum is under renovations at the moment, so they just have the small one, which was actually located right next door to the art gallery. But I wanted to bring her here because at the moment they have a dinosaur exhibit going on, only until about the middle of June, I believe. If you weren't aware, Coco is dinosaur obsessed. She will consume everything dinosaur related and will wear mostly dinosaur clothes. It's her thing. And there is plenty to see here. This museum, I guess because it's only the pop-up, is actually quite small. It's only got a fraction of the stuff that they'll eventually have when the main museum is finished. Coco did actually say that she was like, it was quite small, there wasn't a lot here, and it's like, yeah, there will be more in the future, which will be a great excuse for us to go back. But regardless, they did manage to cram in a lot of dinosaur skeletons in this small space. And then around on the other side of the museum, they still have a lot of, I guess, bits and pieces of their main museum exhibits that they'll have, when they open up the main one. Personally, I enjoyed this bust of Captain Scott because you can tell that people have been booping this guy's snoot a few too many times. You can see the wear and tear there. But it was then her choice for lunch. I asked her where she wanted to go. So she said she wanted to just go to a cafe. So we walked down past the art gallery to this place called Fiddlesticks. Just kidding, we didn't see anything on the menu that we would like. So we backed up a wee bit to this place called the Thirsty Peacock. This place is pretty much built into the art gallery, and they had this meal on the outside, $12.50 for eggs, bacon and toast. She saw that and decided she wanted it. It was pretty quiet, and Coco said this would be a great place to go on a date because there are tables for two. The only things they were missing were candles in the middle, and I was like, thanks, Coco. I'll remember that, I guess. I ended up ordering a farm lamb burger, and then I got her a fluffy, and I got myself an iced latte, another one, because they had a Biscoff one, which I really wanted to try, and it was delicious. It was one of those ones, they had a whole scoop of ice cream in there. Yeah, it was a lot. Coco ordered her eggs scrambled, and my burger came out, and I actually had a hard time finishing this. I didn't. It was too much food for lunch. But from there, we could see from outside the art gallery window that there was a market on today, so we thought we'd pop down there and have a look. Unfortunately, she didn't spot anything that she wanted, but it's probably worth mentioning at this point. She had $158 saved up from pocket money over the year, plus another $50 that she got from her nana, so she had $208 to spend. So when we spotted a second-hand store next to the car right outside the museum, we thought we'd pop in there too. This place was quite cute, actually. It was just this tiny little bookshop tucked into this little house here. We did manage to find a couple books that she was interested in, so she picked up those for $9. And then, despite the fact it wasn't really busy on this side of town, we then popped over to Westfield, where it was the busiest I've ever seen, probably because it's a long weekend. I was lucky to find a park, and there were cars driving around all over the place. It was crazy. But we popped into Kmart, where she said that we can't get distracted, we have to go straight for the toys. And then she immediately got distracted by this dino dress. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you already have that. And she was like, no. And I was like, okay, well, chuck it in the basket. From there, we popped down to the toys where, I'm not kidding, I think it only took her 10 minutes to rack up the full $200 worth of toys. We got this 3-in-1 Lego dino set, and on the way there, we picked up this dragon egg as well. We then popped down to the dino section where we picked up an Allosaurus as well as a T-Rex. And yeah, when we scanned it all, that was $200 done and dusted. And then I dropped her back to her mum's house with all of her new loot. What a great day, man. I love one-on-one time. It's so much fun. But now I need to try, I mentioned yesterday that I have a course that I need to do. I'm going to try get some of it done. I promise, trust me. I didn't get anything done tomorrow, but I'll get some done today. I'm going to do it. You don't need to keep asking, okay? I'm going to do it. It's due in 2 weeks. But I said I was going to do it this weekend, so I'm going to do it this weekend. It's a long weekend. I need to take advantage of that, so I'm going to do that now. And I will catch you on the flip side.